Would you die for the person you care the most about? This is the example Christ laid out for us for how men should live, by serving the ones we love. But then why is it so hard to serve them in the small everyday things? This is Ephesians 5:25. Husbands, love your wives, as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. In the time Paul wrote this letter, headship of the household meant control, and a husband was the unquestionable leader. But Paul flips this power on its head and tells us to lead like Jesus did, being a sacrificial servant for your family, not a ruler. And this verse isn't just about marriage. It leans into serving anyone in your life. And as the leader of the household, we end up thinking that role turns you into the chief decision maker. But in fact, it's someone who sacrifices first and will serve anyone that is under their care. So let's imagine two different companies run by different bosses. One boss runs his company like he's a king, demanding respect from everyone under him. Then the other boss runs his company like he's serving under his employees, and he works to gain their trust and respect. And I've been both of these men in my life, in my marriage, with my children, and even at work. And here's a little story. I remember a time with my kids where I wanted them to clean up the toys and the mess that they made. I tried to lead like that first boss, and I got a lot of pushback. Then other times, I've taken the approach to meet their needs. And in that, I realized that they wanted help starting, because they made such a mess they didn't even know where to start, because they had so many toys everywhere. And I realized that they didn't know how to ask this, because if I was acting like the first boss, they wouldn't have asked out of fear. And so by taking the lead and serving my sons, I produce a better outcome and better fruit. And the truth is, serving first just works better, just because of the way we show up. And Jesus is our prime example of that. Christ served everyone out of love, and we should imitate him. And intention is the number one thing here. Being a servant leader takes paying attention to those who are around you and asking, how can I serve this person? And everyone's different. Everyone will need different things. So prayer is our most powerful tool here. God knows his children better than anyone. So what you should do is you should pray for wisdom on how to serve them. And also another practical tip is presence is huge. Being there 100% fully for someone will show more of that intention. And communicate your love beyond words. Giving someone your time, attention, and presence sometimes is serving just by itself. Your wife and kids will never be upset that you dedicated part of your day for them, no matter how busy it is. And serving others is something you can do right now. This week, I want you to pick someone under your care, your spouse, your children, family, friends, someone at work, and ask yourself, what is one way I can serve them without expecting anything back? Then do it quietly with no announcement. And drop it in the comments who you plan to serve this week, and come back and reply to it. And tell everyone how it went, so we can encourage other men to be more like Christ and be more of a servant leader. Thank you for watching, and be the man God is forging you to be. Amen.